Kinda to you all, I'm Kinsmarck, and this is my first 15 with Armored Warfare, a free-to-play vehicular combat game from Obsidian Entertainment that came out a few months ago, comprised of tanks from the 1950s and the Cold War era all the way up to modern day. One can play a few different modes, PvP and PvE alike, and because I know games like this can have a fairly steep learning curve, I've called in a little assistance for this one, in the way of Noah of Nomad Studios. Say hello, good sir.
Salutations.
And there he is.
Reporting in.
And the Bobman.
Lightning, I'm the resident tank guy. You nerd.
So they shall contend over their expertise, as each of them have played this game already. I haven't, so I shall learn along with their guidance. Alright, so straight away I can say this UI is actually fairly legible as far as these kinds of games are concerned. Seems like I have things in my personal garage, and I have heard there are 5 classes of vehicle in this game, and it looks like I can join PvP and PvE. And so one of the first things I ordinarily check into in a first 15 is any aspect of, pay to win or premium in a game's market. So can you guys sort of check in on how that affects gameplay here?
No pay to win whatsoever.
Check.
Yeah.
All right. So I assume that's premium vehicles, things like XP increasers, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's about it. Like small increase, usually 1.25 to 2 times increase on earnings. But like the tanks themselves, they're not gonna help you do better per se. For example, I bought the Merkava 2B because I don't like certain nations and have a strong bias towards them. What are you talking about? But for example, the tank faces tanks that it really shouldn't be facing. The Merkava 2B doesn't have composite armor. Every tank it does face will have composite armor, basically. So it's behind the curve in that respect, but in other respects, it's a lot better. It has great frontal armor, but no side armor, for example. So basically, you get more specialized vehicles that you can do better with, but they're not going to pave the way for you.
So they aren't at a strictly advantageous statistical state. They're just a little more nuanced in their purpose.
Yeah, they might even be worse with some respects.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Some of the tanks also, they're premium for a nostalgia factor. Like, I bought the MBT-70 because it's an MBT-70, but, it's got a great gun that does lots of damage, and for the most part, it's sort of accurate, and it's got, nice armor because it's composite. But it also comes with a slower reload time. It doesn't really go it goes fast, but it's not, handling well. And it has very obvious weak spots.
Gotcha.
So it's sort of like a give and take with the premium vehicles.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so let's see. Checking in the dealers tab. Seems there are 3 separate factions. Are all of these geared toward a different sort of play style?
Yeah. Very much so.
Alright, so the Wolfli are, let's see here. Think, then act. Sophie Wolfli's motto is a reflection of her time spent as a diplomat, where she learned that a good strategy is a key to victory. Alright, I approve of this. So the sorts of strategies I can expect from this faction are, can you guys kind of fill that in?
Not necessarily more passive, but you're gonna have to be a bit more thinking in how you play.
Alrighty.
You're gonna have to think definitely 2 steps ahead, because all of these vehicles are somewhat lacking in the armor department, save for the late Abrams line.
Alright, so they can't just necessarily meet force with more of it.
Yeah, these are not your run and gun tanks. These are very much, I'm not gonna say your skill tanks because I'm horrific at this game, but I still enjoy them. But
Alright, fair enough.
A bit more methodical, I'll say.
Alright, and then the Shishkin, strength through endurance. Marat Shishkin's motto is exemplified by his company's focus on defense and firepower. Alright, that sounds more like my kind of speed.
Yeah. The Shishkin vehicles normally have, because he has the Russian MBTs and West European, but it's really just the English ones basically. So his MBTs focus on better guns that either do more damage or, have better penetration than most other tanks in Wolfie's line.
Gotcha.
But they suffer from worse handling and fairly obvious blind spots if you're not playing the tank to its like respected aspects.
More like focused aggression, not just mad charging. All right. And lastly, Zhang Feng.
No experience.
China, not
China.
I guess. China.
Invest in your tools; they will give your work longevity. With a highly technical mind and a strong sense of equality, Zhang Feng believes that a good foundation makes for superlative results. Right.
I will say, with the tanks that are coming down the pipeline for this guy, he's going to be your moderate.
Gotcha.
You know,
so
his Chinese
road.
tanks, his Chinese tanks, they're regarded as bad, but that's simply because they don't excel in any one area. You know,
So
jack of all trades, master of none, stuff like that.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, and more tanks like that are coming in. French tanks, I think maybe Korean tanks. I don't recall the exact lineup.
That's cool.
North Korean or South Korean?
Implying North Korea doesn't have T-34s.
All of the above. I mean, this is encompassing the last half century of vehicles, so I mean, considering
a bit more actually, because there are future tanks in here.
Oh, that's right. Because did I catch correctly in the like the explanation for this game that it's actually set in 2030, like semi post-apocalypse, and like private mercenary companies are the primary means of conducting war at this point?
From what Bob and I have deduced with some of the PvE stories, it's definitely possible, and if you read into it, you'll realize you're not the good guys. It's got some depth to it, actually.
All right.
Yeah, there's a lot of future tanks, like the PLO-1, you know, this hasn't seen combat, obviously. Challenger 2 ATDU, you know, the Brits are just testing this thing, and they're not liking it so far.
Alrighty.
Russia's meme tank is in the game as well.
Yeah, the Armada. You know, XM1A3 still in very early testing. 2A7-140. Rheinmetall is still working on the 140 mil. So,
yeah,
you know, there's stuff that, you know, prototypes, tease tanks, stuff like that. So you're going to get a little bit of everything with this game.
Alrighty. Yeah. So as far as customization is concerned, I have heard that there's a fair amount in this game. I assume that's in the upgrade tab.
Yes and no.
Alright.
So basically, do you have any tanks in your garage right now?
I do. I have the M41, Patton 48, M60, and T62. I assume those are the ones that just kind of come stock.
You know, just pick one and, you know, click on it and then hit the upgrade menu. And then, you know, basically this kind of follows the World of Tanks module system.
All right.
So you get your, you know, your base gun or your base ammo, whatever, and you keep building off of that. And then there's also cosmetic elements like, you know, camos, titles, clan tags.
Yeah.
And so how does one acquire new tanks?
You buy them,
Kill.
my dude. Yeah,
okay.
Kill.
Okay, so accrue experience, like currency in play. All right. And that comes from the dealers.
Experience and currency.
You get global reputation, which is like the experience for the game, and then when you're playing the tanks, you accrue them normally, and you can also accrue reputation that you can spend on any vehicle.
All right.
And then from there, you can kind of go wherever. Like the first tier 1 and tier 2 vehicles, they kind of just, they don't really go anywhere, and then you have to fulfill certain tasks to unlock different like trees of tanks.
So there's almost like achievement oriented in that regard.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, for example, in the Shishkin line, the Western European MBTs, you have to mitigate damage with one of Shishkin's vehicles. So that just means, like, bounce a shot, basically. And, so, you know, after you've mitigated a certain amount of damage with any of his tanks, you'll be able to unlock the Chieftain Mark V.
Nice.
And then you can proceed down that line like normal.
That's interesting. I approve. All right.
It's pretty cool.
So
I will say, once you pass like tier 4, it's gonna start asking you to dedicate, because you can see the amount of money required for each tank goes up pretty hard each time.
So you have to start focusing along a certain line.
Yeah, like 120, you know, 120,000 in this game isn't tremendously much. That's like 3 or 4 matches, maybe 3 or 4 good matches.
So
you can experiment and dabble.
So the progression rate is fairly comparable then to like War Thunder and World of Tanks.
Yeah.
Better than War Thunder.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Then
actually, no, War Thunder's new update.
Shall we commence some combat?
Let us do so. Also, I think you'll like the battalion logo. I think you will.
Aha, I see. I was invited to join the battalion last level press. I see you've got a little legwork ahead of me.
Yeah, man.
Click
and
to
look
respond.
at the motto. The motto and daily message.
How do I see that?
You just click on battalion.
Yep.
Let's see. Motto: good gaming and Godspeed. Daily message: every day is fight a kami day. I approve. All right.
Also, you can change your icon, by the way. The little, like, in the direct middle of the top bar.
I'm just a
where it shows that
shadow
little silhouette.
commander here.
Yeah, you can change that.
All right.
And you also get different titles, and you can unlock different icons from vehicles you play.
Yeah.
I'll go with this Statham-looking crude here. There we go.
I'm Jason Statham. I smoke a pack a day to sound like this.
Called it.
Yeah, Bob called it. He said you were going to use that.
It was either that or the M41.
Yeah. So to prove that pay-to-win isn't a thing, I'll use a premium tank.
All right.
And actually, every now and then, they'll do little premium tank giveaways, where it's basically, hey, sign in from X to Y, and you'll get a tank.
Yeah, actually, I haven't activated the key for it. I should have one that was given to me from a Humble Bundle thing. So
you will enjoy that, because it has lots of goodies.
Cool. I think it's one of the chieftains and some currency for the
Yes,
game.
the Chieftain is such a good time. Beautiful
Sweet.
tank, too.
You
It's
should
tier 5,
close.
so it'll be a good taste of high-tier gameplay.
You should just close the game right now, activate it, and we can just stomp in tier 6 or tier 5.
Well, shall we save that for another episode then to show off a little more of the advanced features of the game?
I think so.
I approve.
I think that is a splendiferous
I'll
idea.
roll Object 155, I guess. Actually, I'll show you what light tank destroyers are like at this tier.
Alright.
I will go armored fighting vehicle then, just so that we can show off a bunch of the different vehicles.
Cool.
Heyo.
So AFVs are the, like, wheeled tanks, correct?
No, those
No.
are wheel TDs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is
actually,
just a.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
This is just an IFV, basically.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, wheeled TDs are the only wheeled vehicles in the game so far, if I recall correctly.
I'm showing how familiar I am with armored vehicles. This hence commissioning their help for this episode.
Between this and War Thunder, one day, man.
One of
One
these
day.
days. I know my small arms. Armored vehicles,
Quick, name a tank.
The M60.
No, the M60 machine gun does not count. Incorrect.
Damn! I should also ask,
I wish.
is this PvE or PvP?
We're gonna start you with PvE
Okay.
because it's kind of hard to find a PvP match.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
population's a little bit low.
okay, that was my next question, is how is the community for this game? Active? Is it, like, dependent upon the hours one plays?
Small
Sorta.
but active.
Okay.
People are generally friendly.
Any idea of, like, peak hours?
No.
Midday our time, I'd say.
Alright.
A little bit after midday. Like when people are just starting to get home from work
All right.
in our hours.
Yeah, fair enough.
Sometimes if you stay up late enough, the Russians come on.
Yeah. And then you get some ooh.
Then run
ooh,
for the
boy.
hills.
Have you
So-
considered being hit with a pot and pan until you stop being that way?
Alright, let's see. It's time to free this city from the cartel. Alright,
So-
I'm freeing from cartel in a tank.
Oh yeah, we got a
Yeah.
boyo.
Cartel
yeah.
combat is a little more advanced here. You must take over the bridge to prevent enemy reinforcements from entering the city. Alright, clear enough.
Also, I don't think you have any consumables. We can see at the bottom all of your ammo types. They
yeah.
fixed so you can double tap an ammo type to directly reload it, or select your next round. And by default, your first round is the thing marked
Okay.
by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also this game actually does account for different armor types.
Oh, man. This is absolutely freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a great looking game.
Holy crap. Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well,
Neat stuff like that will happen.
Yeah, they're really big on cinematics.
I
and
see.
It is glorious.
I approve
An old
like crazy.
An old meme in the beta was there's a map where a C-130 will crash into a field and everyone will just go 07 C-130. Like this was just a meme throughout the beta. Bob, do you remember it?
Yep.
Yep.
Good
It's
time.
a good time.
Oh,
Fire
okay,
the
so there's a
Bobman. You've
PT-76.
Okay, so I'm getting like a tutorial mid-game here.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
So you didn't
Yeah,
even
I'll-
need to take the tutorial then.
Apparently not. I mean, I figured this
and,
is fairly comparable to playing in any of the other competitive vehicular combat games these days.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, one of the big differences is ammo choice actually matters.
Alright.
Yeah.
Not just
I
pick
would
whatever
recommend
penetrates
loading
the-
heat.
Yeah, at low tiers you're gonna want load heat just because nobody here has
Ow.
reactive armor or anything like that.
That's my engine.
Yeah, but yeah, generally heat. Well, high explosive is the highest damaging round, but good luck penetrating.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Heat is the most easily blocked round, but it also does the most damage of any shell worth its salt.
Alright.
And then AP is just, it's AP.
Alright.
You know, it does the thing.
Can I zoom farther somehow? Ah, okay, mouse in.
Mouse wheel.
Scroll wheel, got
Yep.
it.
If you
Yeah,
hold right click, you can look around without moving your turret as well.
Alright, convenient.
And you can right click on enemies to lock on.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And just as with the other games in this particular genre, one has to let one's turret settle, or aim rather.
Yeah.
Hi, friend. Ah, come on, reload.
Oh,
Hide
hello.
while reloading.
Ow.
Okay, so
Oh, there's
cover
an M41
actually
behind me.
functions as far as their ability to detect a player.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah.
Also, you will get, they fixed some of the annoyances from World of Tanks. You will get warnings if you're being artilleried. Oh, Bob's dead. Rip.
I am dead.
Oh, there's a guy straight ahead of me. Oh, crap.
But you will get warnings if there's artillery coming in on you or stuff like that.
Someone just saved my ass.
He is a nice boy, TM.
And also, kills don't really matter in this game, but the damage you do is more important for your score.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So contributing to the team's overall success is actually something that the game rewards.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Excellent. So
Yeah,
it
like
isn't-
occasionally you'll get the people like, oh, you kill stealer, but, you know,
Yeah.
Thing is,
what can you do?
if it doesn't
It's-
matter score-wise in this game, then all kills are about as the
Yeah.
glory at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it does help your XP, obviously, but it's damage is the biggest thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I am incredibly glad I had you guys in for this episode, because I can tell, like, this is already impressing the hell out of me. It's fairly complicated, though. So... Ah, shot just above him.
Oh, Christ, I've been hit.
Alright, so the meter there on the HUD actually shows the reload time. That's convenient.
Yeah, and also in the bottom corner of your screen, you'll see the little thing that shows your vehicle, your health, you know, modules and all that.
Mhm.
The little tiny bar at the bottom showing a yellow picture of a tank. The little tiny, like,
Yeah, they're
semi-circular
at
thing.
the lower left corner of the screen.
Yeah, but the little thing that's all the way at the bottom of that
Yeah.
will indicate how well camouflaged you are.
Oh, okay.
So if it's in the red, you know, if you're within someone's spotting distance, you will be spotted. And then there are other factors like bushes and whatever that'll help with that.
Gotcha. Okay.
And also being in their line of sight.
Hmm.
Because there's a little...
Continue?
Oh, sorry. There's a little, like, on your mini-map, there'll be a circle around your, like, tank icon.
Uh-huh.
And that's your view distance. So, or, like, not your view distance, but your spotting distance, I guess. So enemies that are in your line of sight, like, just, like, if they were out in a field or something, as soon as they come within, like, that, I think it's the white circle, is when you'll spot them.
Oh, I see, on the minimap. Alright.
Yeah,
Sorry,
so
I'm
as soon as
trying
they
to
come within
concentrate on
that
multiple
circle, you
things,
spot
so-
them.
Alright.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's all good. Like, I'm keeping up with what you're saying. It's just taking a few seconds for things to register. Man.
This
alright.
high mental CPU usage.
Yeah, exactly.
Dial-up noises.mp3.
Only gamers will get this joke. This is a joke only for gamers.
Oops. Didn't mean to crash into my ally. Oh, incoming artillery. I see what you meant. Ah!
Yep.
Ah! Get the hell out! Oh.
I also, do you see those little cubes on the minimap?
They're squares.
I do indeed, yeah.
Sorry, they're 2D. My mistake. Every
Check
mission has side objectives that you can go for.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah,
so
and also
they're in the corner.
you're a filthy MBT player, so you don't get these. But other vehicles get bonuses that you can activate. So like, there's a sound suppression system for tank destroyers that lets you decrease your spotting range for a second, stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Check your
Yeah.
dimension privilege, man. Holy cow.
Sorry.
This is like, oh jeez. Oh no. Ah!
Got an A+ in geometry. I can't tell the difference between a cube and a square.
Oh no! My turret depression! It can't go all the way down if I'm shooting to the rear! Okay, alright. Ally saved my ass. I have somehow managed to, like, cinematically capture the deaths on camera of almost every enemy we faced.
Nice. And there's also a very intuitive replay system, just for the record.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so if you have any elite moments,
Yeah,
pew
that's
pew, as the gamers say.
That's like a genre of video creation that, for some reason, it's completely foreign to me, is like shoutcasting, people that'll, like, check the replays of other people's games and, like, commentate over them a la, like, sports commentators. It's interesting. It's just a strange other world of creation to me.
It's weird to think about, honestly.
Yeah, a little. I mean, then again, so is conventional Let's Plays to a lot of, more like...
So is playing video games.
Conventional, like, content creators as far as, like, film and show people.
A lot of things are really weird to think about.
Yeah.
Don't think. That's what I'm saying. Don't think. Listen and believe. Also, you can actually look inside this office, and there's a pretty decent amount of detail.
Yeah, let's see.
I still wouldn't want to work there.
Yeah, because it's in the middle of a battlefield.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Screw that painting.
Ah! They only have espresso! Coffee machine kill! I actually just got a suggestion from a friend of mine about the whole, like, migraine painkiller thing. That, like, an espresso and lemon is apparently a great migraine cure.
Was that a comment on your video? I saw that.
It was.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Well
first
done.
combat. Victory. Alright.
Yay.
I already like this game.
Pop
As you should.
champagne.
Because should we just, like, come completely clean about how adamant you guys were about me playing this game at some point?
Oh, we were
you mean
insistent.
You mean like the 3 months that we've told you to play this game for?
Yeah.
And every time you leave a call with us, I'd be like, hey, get Armored Warfare, as you don't know. For like a month.
Alrighty, so... I am absolutely game to keep playing. For now, however, I need to keep this episode fairly concise, so consider my first impressions of this game absolutely positive. It's easy to read as far as its UI is concerned. I feel like I can actually find all the information that I should pretty easily. It's just a couple of clicks even deep within the menus. According to you guys, progression is pretty decent. Let's see, how much did I actually earn? It looks like 1197 of... I assume that's like rank, and 21 grand of currency. So just for the sake of example, upgrades, I could already start upgrading my tank, and for the sake of example, let's say I want to get a Shishkin, because he seems like the faction I'm interested in. What might it take to get a new tank? Looks like not a whole lot. Considering that I just got about 20 grand, and that's 48, that's only a few matches. And considering how fast that match, like, played out, that's a pretty appreciably swift accrual rate of currency. And since premium tanks are pretty much just, like, nuanced little role fillers instead of just strict advantageous vehicles, then I approve. Consider first impressions absolutely recommended for anyone interested in competitive vehicular combat, and even just co-op vehicular combat, since PvE is a thing. So I shall leave this episode here. Look forward to a few more of these, because I'll probably just ask to record a few more of these from the guys in this session, assuming you guys can stick around.
I have a couple hours until I gotta go to bed for work.
Excellent.
Tomorrow, but yeah.
So
No work tomorrow. Let's go.
So stick around for a little more of that here at Last Level Press. I am Kinsmarck. I was joined with Noah and Bob, and as always, wish you all good gaming and Godspeed. Uh-oh, I am taking fire. Oh, hi. Oh, no. Turret, rotate, aim, fire! Oh, ah. I like that it's almost a Sniper Elite sort of quality. Jesus! Alright! As I said, Obsidian made this game! I accept your heart attack agreement! Fucking hell!
Welcome to Armored Warfare.